South African politics is no stranger to drama, but the recent swirl of speculation surrounding the death of former Minister Nathi Mthethwa has unleashed one of the most intense and emotionally charged moments in the nation's recent political history. At the center of it all stands Julius Sello Malema, leader of the Economic Freedom Fighters, EFF, a man long known for his fiery rhetoric, fearless opposition, and uncompromising stance on justice and land reform. But now, that firebrand confidence seems to be giving way to something different, a visible strain that has not gone unnoticed by political watchers and the public alike. Over the past several weeks, whispers and unverified reports have circulated, suggesting that certain political figures could be entangled, directly or indirectly, in the circumstances surrounding Mthethwa's untimely passing. While authorities have made no official connection between Malema and the ongoing investigations, the mere mention of his name in speculative reports has been enough to ignite public debate and political warfare. For a man whose political career has thrived on controversy, this new wave of allegations feels different. Malema, who has always prided himself on being in control of the narrative, commanding stages, headlines, and crowds with equal force, now finds himself in a defensive position. Political analysts note that in several recent public appearances, Malema appeared less animated, more measured, even weary. During EFF's last press conference, his tone carried the weight of a man fighting not just his opponents, but also the shadows of suspicion and public judgment. "He looks like someone carrying the burden of the entire movement on his shoulders," observed one journalist. "It's not just about politics anymore, it's about perception, and perception is powerful." For years, Julius Malema has positioned himself as a voice of the voiceless, the unapologetic defender of black economic liberation and land justice. His words have sparked revolutions, protests, and countless parliamentary showdowns. But this new chapter represents a different kind of battle, one not fought with ideology, but with image and endurance. Those close to him describe a leader under immense emotional and psychological pressure, constantly surrounded by advisors, lawyers, and loyalists urging him to stay focused. Some insiders suggest that Malema has withdrawn more frequently into private meetings, keeping a smaller circle as trust becomes a rare currency in the political battlefield. "He feels betrayed by people he once trusted," said a source within the EFF. "He believes the system is trying to crush him, and that everything that's happening now, these rumors, these stories, is part of that greater plan." Meanwhile, Malema's adversaries in parliament have seized the opportunity to question his credibility and motives. In heated debates, senior members of rival parties have hinted that the EFF's aggressive political strategies have come back to haunt them. The ANC, still reeling from internal divisions and scandals of its own, has watched the unfolding saga with a mix of curiosity and strategic caution. For some within the ruling party, Malema's apparent vulnerability presents a rare chance to weaken a man who has long haunted their campaigns with relentless criticism. At the same time, the Democratic Alliance, DA, and other opposition figures have been more open in calling for transparency, demanding that anyone whose name is even remotely associated with Mthethwa's case should come forward and cooperate fully with authorities. "South Africa deserves the truth," said one DA MP in a recent parliamentary session. "If leaders have nothing to hide, they should stand before the people and clear the air once and for all." But Julius Malema is not one to bow down quietly. In a recent address to EFF supporters in Gauteng, he spoke passionately about what he described as a political witch hunt, claiming that the attacks against him are orchestrated by forces afraid of his growing influence. "They cannot destroy the movement, so they target its leader," Malema declared to thunderous applause. "They use the name of a fallen comrade to divide us, to turn us against one another. But we are not fooled." His words resonated deeply among his followers, many of whom see him as a victim of political manipulation rather than a participant in wrongdoing. Across social media, the hashtag #HandsOffMalema began trending, with thousands of users calling for restraint and fairness in how allegations are discussed publicly.